Long ago, deep within the heart of the African jungle, there was a magical drum known as the moon drum. Every night, its rhythm echoed through the trees, across the rivers, and beneath the stars. Whenever the drum played, the jungle flourished. Crops grew tall, rivers remained full, and the animals lived in peace. But one morning, the music stopped. The jungle woke to silence. The birds did not sing. The rivers seemed weaker. Even the wind felt cold and empty. Fear spread quickly among the animals because everyone knew the same terrible truth. The moon drum had vanished. The Lion King called every animal to the great gathering tree. Elephant arrived first, followed by zebra, monkey, tortoise, and dozens of others. Whispers filled the air as they waited for answers. The Lion King stood before them with a heavy expression. "The moon drum is gone," he announced. "Without it, the jungle cannot survive for long. Whoever finds and returns the sacred drum will receive gold, land, and honor throughout the kingdom." The crowd gasped with excitement and fear. Many brave animals immediately set off into the jungle to search for the missing drum. Watching from high above on a tree branch was Anansi the spider. The moment he heard the words gold and honor, his eyes widened. He grinned to himself. "This sounds like the perfect opportunity," he whispered. Unlike the others, Anansi was not interested in saving the jungle. He cared only about the reward waiting at the end. That same evening, Anansi began his journey deep into the jungle. As darkness covered the land, he crossed narrow paths, climbed over giant roots, and moved through thick forests filled with strange sounds. After many hours, he reached the home of Old Baboon, the oldest animal in the jungle and the keeper of ancient stories. The old baboon sat beside a fire, quietly staring into the flames. Without even looking up, he spoke. "You seek the moon drum." Anansi froze. "How did you know?" The old baboon chuckled softly. "Because greed travels loudly, even when the feet are quiet." Anansi ignored the insult and moved closer. "Do you know where the drum is?" The old baboon nodded slowly. "It was taken by a spirit known as the Collector." Anansi raised an eyebrow. "The Collector?" "Yes," the baboon replied. "A spirit who steals precious things from creatures consumed by greed." Anansi laughed confidently. "Well, lucky for me, I am smarter than any spirit." The old baboon finally looked at him. That is exactly what the others said before they disappeared. For a moment, the jungle became silent, but Anansi simply smiled. "Then I shall succeed where they failed." The next morning, Anansi continued his journey. He crossed a river guarded by a giant crocodile with sharp yellow eyes. "Nobody crosses this river without payment," the crocodile growled. Anansi pretended to think carefully. Then he smiled. "I can offer you something more valuable than food or gold." The crocodile narrowed his eyes. "What could possibly be more valuable?" "Information," Anansi whispered. The crocodile leaned closer. Anansi lowered his voice dramatically. "I recently overheard the hippos calling you the ugliest creature in the river." The crocodile's eyes widened with rage. "They said what?" Anansi nodded sadly. "Terrible insults, very disrespectful." The crocodile roared furiously and disappeared downstream to confront the hippos. As soon as the river cleared, Anansi laughed proudly and crossed without trouble. Hours later, he finally reached the edge of a dark mountain hidden beneath heavy fog. At the top of the mountain sat thousands of stolen treasures. Golden crowns, ancient masks, jewels, weapons, and resting above them all was the glowing moon drum. Silver light poured from its surface like moonlight trapped inside stone. Anansi's heart raced with excitement. He climbed higher and higher until he finally stood before the sacred drum. But just as he reached out to touch it, a deep voice echoed through the mountain. "So another thief has arrived." The air turned cold. A tall shadow slowly appeared from the darkness. Its eyes glowed pale blue like fire beneath ice. Anansi tried to hide his fear. "I am not a thief," he replied quickly. "I am more of a treasure rescuer." The spirit laughed softly. "All creatures say the same thing." The collector stepped closer. "Tell me, Spider, why do you truly seek the moon drum?" Anansi smiled. "To save the jungle, of course." The spirit stared at him silently. Then it laughed louder than before. You lie badly. Anansi sighed. Fine. I want the reward. At least that answer is honest, the spirit replied. The collector moved aside. You may take the moon drum. Anansi blinked in surprise. Really? Yes, but first you must play it. Anansi grinned confidently. That is all? The spirit's glowing eyes narrowed. The moon drum reveals truth, not the truth creatures tell others, the truth hidden inside their hearts. Anansi hesitated for the first time, but greed pushed him forward. Slowly, he placed his hands on the drum. Then he struck it once. Boom! The sound exploded across the mountain like thunder. Suddenly, glowing visions appeared in the sky. Every lie Anansi had ever told began floating above him for the entire jungle to see. The time he stole monkey's bananas and blamed elephant. The time he pretended to be sick to avoid helping during harvest season. The time he secretly ate an entire festival meal alone. Voices echoed from the visions. Anansi lied. Anansi cheated. Anansi stole. Far away in the jungle, the animals looked up in shock as the glowing secrets filled the night sky. Monkey gasped angrily. So it was him. Elephant stomped the ground in disbelief. I knew something felt suspicious. Back on the mountain, Anansi panicked. Make it stop! But the drum continued, revealing more secrets with every beat. Boom! Another lie appeared. Boom! Another secret floated into the sky. Boom! Another embarrassing memory spread across the jungle. Anansi grabbed the drum and ran down the mountain as fast as possible. But the drum kept exposing him. The jungle animals chased after him in anger. Monkey swung through the trees, yelling furiously. Elephant charged behind him. Even Parrot screamed insults from above. For the first time in his life, Anansi realized that no trick could save him. As he reached the center of the jungle, the Lion King stepped into his path. Return the drum, the king said calmly. Anansi clutched the drum tightly. If I do, everyone will hate me forever. The Lion King looked around at the dying trees and shrinking river. Perhaps, he said, but the jungle needs the drum more than you need your pride. Anansi looked at the frightened animals surrounding him. For the first time, he stopped thinking about rewards, stopped thinking about tricks, stopped thinking only about himself. Slowly, he lifted the drum. Then he struck it one final time. Boom! The sound rolled through the jungle like a storm. Rain began falling from the sky. The rivers flowed once more. The trees danced in the wind again, and music returned to the land. The animals stood silently beneath the moonlight. Monkey crossed his arms. You are still annoying. Elephant nodded, and dishonest. Parrot flapped his wings, very dishonest. Anansi sighed. That seems fair. Then the Lion King stepped forward. But today, he said, you chose the jungle over yourself. That matters. The moon drum continued playing softly beneath the stars, and though Anansi remained a trickster, he never forgot the lesson he learned that night. Because even the cleverest spider in the world cannot outrun the truth forever.